Because kind of bizarro world are we in, Gator, where it is draft week and we haven't talked about the draft 3 hours into the Monday show on draft week. It is a bizarro world indeed, but the Pistons getting our attention right out of the gate. The Tigers a first place team. It's been times have been good, things have been good, and it's fun to talk about those teams. And certainly a huge game tonight for the Detroit Pistons, who might be on the marquee tomorrow. The other thing about the Pistons is that Thursday night, you and I are hosting the Twitch cast of the draft. In the past, okay, we have gotten that job, and we'll be cycling through other hosts here from 97.1 The Ticket, but you and I will be a constant throughout. I don't know how this happens, but every single time we have done it, I've put together a show sheet and mapped out topics that we're going to talk about, and I've never once needed it. Never once needed it. We just get going and we just start watching the draft, and it's fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. And all of us doing it from our respective homes or wherever we're at. It's fun. It's relaxed. It's a bit of a gathering. I wouldn't say party, but it feels like it's like a gathering, hanging out with friends.
Yeah, I'll have to come up with it. I don't know if it's a gathering. I think it's more than a gathering, but it's less than a party.
Yeah.
So we'll come up with the proper term, but we'll just hang out, watch the draft, comment.
It's kind of like a dinner party.
We will be drinking beer.
Or other things.
Yeah, or other things. I will be drinking beer out of a shoe that I owe the audience after a unsuccessful shoot the boot guarantee during the NFL season. You just never know what's going to happen. There is, in the past, there has been occasional flare-ups of profanity, which isn't a reason to tune in. But the first time it happens, well, it always seems to happen with Valeni. But anyway, we will. But here's the thing about this year. The Pistons are playing at the same time.
Yes.
So we're going to be watching both games at the same time.
With the game in the draft. So are we... Oh, Tigers too, I guess. No, not on Thursday.
Tigers don't play Thursday. Yeah.
So are we starting at 8 o'clock?
I believe we're starting at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Pistons will have a full hour in. We might be close to halftime.
Yep.
Which could be good.
So it's going to be a little bit of a Piston watch party. It is not... There are some restrictions on what we can do with that. You won't be getting a full-on play-by-play, but hopefully you'll be watching the Piston game and the draft, and we're just going to be hanging out doing it.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Dude, it's always fun.
The draft is great. And, we make such a big deal about the first day of the draft because it's the first round. I love the second day, too.
Yep.
Rounds 2 and 3, those are big.
Yep.
The lines are always moving throughout the draft. At least under Brad Holmes. They moved in the first round. They moved in the second round. They trade for picks later on. It's just, I can't wait for this. It's going to be great.
Well, here's the other thing, too, is that, we mentioned that sometimes with Valeni, there's profanity. That's a possibility, if not a probability. Here's something that's going to happen for sure. Something awkward will happen with Stoney in his house. Whenever Stoney checks in, and I can't remember, it was last year or 2 years ago where he started to tour the house and his wife got really irritated with him. But
yeah, that was kind of fun.
Yep.
And he gets relegated to like a certain part of the house. Like she's like, no, not there.
Yep.
Over there. Like they're in your closet or whatever,
So anyway, that is Thursday.
We're going to do it from your house yet? You decided?
What's that? Where?
Yeah, you're going to be in the command center downstairs?
Yeah, I'll be downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. All set. I've already loaded up on provisions.
You got the beer ready to go?
Yes.
What about snacks?
In the fridge. We'll see. I figure I would be a letdown for the audience if I wasn't on brand. So I will find some snacks, some really good snacks.
Kang will also take part in this?
Yeah, Kang, have they given you a time yet?
I don't think anyone knows a time of anything.
What's up to Evan's running the whole show
let me know.
here.
Hey, man, how you will...
It's all up to Evan. I'm expecting the hot dog roller to make an appearance.
We'll see. We'll see. Why?
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, you're not going to be eating them. You just want to see it? I can show it to you.
I mean, I feel like you should have a hot dog or two. Maybe the kids have a hot dog. They like hot dogs, right?
They do.
Yeah, they're kids. Kids like hot dogs.
Yeah. Like ketchup with their hot dog.
Yeah. Oh, 8 o'clock's probably too late for them to eat dinner, though.
It depends. I mean, if dinner's candy, they'll eat it. It's not too late for that.
Yeah.
Love it.
There's no like dance recital or anything on Thursday night, is there?
No. We don't talk about dance. All right? Need to know basis, Gator.
Gotcha.
Anyway, we're good to go for Thursday night.
Any special guests that we know of?
No. In fact, I don't think there are any guests other than people here at the station.
Okay.
I mean, huge special guests. You never know who might show up.
Like John Cena?
Like Brad Holmes, maybe mid-draft. Brad, what are you thinking here?
Hang on. I got to go on with Doug and Gator. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Okay. So The Athletic did one of my favorite things that is done, and that is, and I think it was Bruce Feldman, talked to NFL scouts, coaches, people in player personnel, and got like all kinds of intel on a lot of draftable prospects. And so these are kind of off the record guys, giving them the raw scouting reports from inside NFL buildings. Now you can take it for what it's worth, whether you choose to believe it or not. I choose to find it entertaining and interesting as hell. But Scott Anderson, are there any particular draftable prospects that you are interested in hearing what NFL people are saying unplugged about said prospects?
100%.
All right, great.
First of all, I'm going to go with a guy that I'm starting to warm up to. That a week ago I was not warm on him.
Okay.
But I've started to. The more research I'm doing, the deeper the dive, Doug, the more I like the player.
Yep.
And that is Shamar Stewart, the edge rusher from Texas A&M. Very unproductive at Texas A&M in terms of sacks. I think he had 4.5 sacks total in the 3 years that he played college football. But he is a specimen. He has the incredible RAS score, and he's big, 6'5", 267, incredibly athletic, and seems to have the high motor. But what do people say about him?
Okay. There is a lot said about Shamar Stewart. Some of the players, it's a sentence here, a sentence there. I'm going to read the Shamar Stewart scouting report, and again, with the quotes from people on the inside.
All right.
In addition to Abdul Carter and the 2 Georgia Bulldogs, there are more gifted edge guys. Perhaps the biggest boom or bust guy is Texas A&M's Shamar Stewart. He was the freakiest D lineman in Indianapolis, measuring in at 6'5", 267 and running a 4.59 40 with a 40-inch vertical leap and a 10.11 broad jump. Those are remarkable numbers for a guy his size. They're also remarkable when you consider that in 3 seasons at A&M, he never produced more than 1.5 sacks in a season, and he only had a total of 11 TFLs combined in his career. Said D-line coach number 2, quote, "He's an avatar.
Wow.
If he hits, he hits. I don't know why he didn't have more sacks. I think he just plays lost. Everybody thinks they can fix it. This is like taking a receiver who only had 15 catches. He was happy-go-lucky, a little aloof in the meetings, but you could see him walk in, and it's like, holy hell. You could say Rashawn Gary only had 3.5 sacks his last year at Michigan, but Rashawn is an alpha. This kid is very nice. You want to go to Starbucks with him." Said a scouting director of Shamar Stewart, "I'd be wary. He's a freak athlete, no question. I just don't know if he's a good football player."
That's the question I have.
Yep. So that's kind of interesting.
All right. Switching a position.
Yep.
How about offensive lineman Gray Zabel, North Dakota State? Projects could be an inside guy at guard, could play center, also has played tackle, all over the place.
Not as much on Gray Zabel, but here is what a scouting director said of Gray Zabel. He showed really good technique at the Senior Bowl. I want him to be at center. Is he going to displace people in gap schemes? But I think he can be a solid starter.
Going back to the edge rusher, because I think that's what most Lions fans want them to take. What about Donovan Ezeraku, the edge rusher from Boston College, who had the 16.5 sacks last year?
Okay. Boston College's Donovan Ezeraku went from 2 sacks in 2023 to 16.5 in 2024 with 20 TFLs. He's undersized at 6'2 and a half, 248, but has 34-inch arms. Some experts see him as one of the safer picks amongst the edge group. Quote, according to D-line coach number 2, "You know you're getting a smart player. He's one of about 4 or 5 kids I wouldn't worry about. He's polished, and he can really bend. Guys who can bend and can do it consistently are the ones who are getting sacks in this league. Said D-line coach number 1. He's solid. I don't think he's in the category with Mykel Williams or Mike Green. He'll play with his hair on fire, but talent-wise, I think those guys are better.
I like the play with the hair on fire type guy.
Yep.
And I think if you have that attitude and you're playing opposite Aiden Hutchinson, and maybe you're not asked to play every down, but you come in for passing down, so that could be really nice for him. Ezeraku is one of my favorites in this draft. I like him a lot. Here's another wild card. James Pierce Jr., the edge rusher from Tennessee.
James Pierce Jr.
He had a huge 19% pressure rate, but what do they say about it?
This was one of the more interesting ones. I got to scroll to find it.
Because his draft stock has been anywhere from 15, and I've seen him go as far back as 60 to the Lions in the second round.
Yeah,
and I'm looking at a mock draft right now that has him going 43rd overall.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll find it here, and we'll get to it coming up in a minute. Plus, if you have anybody you want to hear about, send a text over right now at 248-539-9797. Kang, if you have any specific scouting reports you want to hear, these are off-the-record, unplugged NFL coaches and scouts talking about draftable prospects. A lot of the Lions guys are showing up here. We will get to that coming up, more of this at 118.